Good morning, everyone. It's Tanya of CuteNCuddlyNursery. I changed positions of my camera. It's beside me and not over my shoulder, so I'm hoping that, well, I shouldn't be in the way this time. So I have some paints mixed up from yesterday. This is this is actually raw Sienna mixed up because I've just found that Jackson here and Skya behind me were very pale, and so I did 2 more layers in the evening last night just to kind of make them a more yellowy color. And so today we're going to be doing a bit of a deeper color as well over the whole vinyl. So I'm going to use my well, I need to make raw sienna, but this is already the raw sienna, but it's lightened because of the high flow medium always lightens it a bit. So I also need to add some of the, I'm going to add some brown to it as well because we do need to make it a bit darker. So I'm just going to grab a bit of brown. There we go. Kind of see. And then I'm just going to add that to my already mixed up raw sienna color. It's hard to, you gotta really thoroughly mix when you're adding to paint that's already mixed up. Why is this not threading? There we go. So I'm just gonna hold the dish down because I'm trying to kind of super mix. There's a clump in there. I don't want it to. So the little pieces seem to up here, whoops. Maybe that's a dried piece. It doesn't want to mix in, so. But yeah, I always find those little unmixed portions when I go to put them on a sponge. Oh, and that reminds me, I don't have a sponge. Well, I guess. Yeah, I will have to grab a sponge for that. But I'm going to mix in a little bit of the primary cyan, which is what I use, for the veining. But you do want to mix in your vein blue, just a little bit. So I'm just doing just a little on the end there, not even a drop. I just want to see what it looks like, and it's blue. It's like a weird. I think we need more of the burnt umber, because now we got like a green gray color happening. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more of this. And then let's try and kind of keep it in the edge here to maybe mix it in good, but oh, this is, maybe I put too much blue. We might have to start over because this is weird. Alright. I'm grabbing a bunch more now and just add that in and see what it looks like. Because it should be kind of a burnt umbery color. Or at least a brown. I think that's good. That looks good. That's a brown now, it's not super dark, and I don't want it too dark because I don't want the babies to be all that dark. Plus we're going to be darkening too by doing our shading and creases. So I just want to make sure that this is really, really well mixed. Okay, so it's kind of a chocolatey, kind of more like a milk chocolate color. And I just need to grab a sponge. I have them at my silicone area behind me. I should have 2 bags of sponges. So here, brand new latex-free cosmetic sponge. So I'm how much bigger the one had gotten with the water. I'm just afraid that there's some unmixed in here, so I just wanna. That's a nice, like, yeah, like I said, like a milk chocolate color. I hope that's not paint that didn't get mixed. Because I don't want splotches of color. So it's better, like I said, just mix all of your paints together. Then add a little bit of the retarder, just a drop, and then fill the rest of the dish, not to the top, but with either the airbrush medium or the high flow medium. So I've got Andy. I'm just checking for spider. So here's Andy. And I'm just gonna all over. I'm gonna start with the back of the head. I always do that. Start with the back and then work my way forward. Maybe I do want a blending sponge just in case. So this is my, what I call a catch-all sponge, which is also for blending. All right, some hairs on there, so I wanted to get them off. There we go. And work on this side. Now make sure you work in small areas, especially if you aren't used to air dry paint. Because we don't want to have to strip our baby. But that's one thing I like about vinyl, is it's more forgiving. So if you do have to strip it, if you mess up, you can. Just making sure that's not paint that didn't get mixed properly. So you can strip the baby if needed and start over. Which I don't like having to strip and start over, but you know, if you have to, I like that you can strip them and start over. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. There was mail and the dogs were barking, so I just turned off the video. But anyhow, so here's Andy. I only was able to do the top of the head, and then I kind of tried blending it in. I decided I didn't like the sponge with the top ripped off. It was creating too much of a pattern, and I wanted it nice and smooth. So I switched to a sponge, there we go, that doesn't have the top ripped off. So now I'm using this one as a blending sponge and this one as application. Okay, and so I went over Jackson just to make sure that I could, you know, get it all nicely blended and whatnot. So Jackson has the coloring now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish Andy here. And so I'm just gonna, because I just finished Jackson, so I'll show you on Tobiah. Okay, so buzz. So I'm just gonna add color, and you do want to avoid the lips. Want to avoid the lips and the palms, the bottoms of the feet, and also the nails. Okay, so I was hoping that didn't show up. Usually I have my phone off to the side somewhere because I don't like it distracting me. Make sure that I didn't get the lips at all. Oh yeah, you can see what I'm doing now, I think. Awesome. So I'm just kind of pouncing everything just to make sure it's all blended. I still have to do the ears. So the look I like is like the one artist I was mentioning yesterday, she leaves like around the top nice and light, and then I think the cheeks too and the chin nice and light, and oh, I just think that's beautiful. Yeah, I need to get another tablet that I can hang on the wall over here still. I could drag my laptop over, but then I've got my laptop here too, and I don't really want that. Okay, well, yeah, I'm still in frame. Awesome. I'll have to remember, like, to put the the camera here. Now I'm thinking of laptop. Okay. So this one, Andy's gonna turn out darker anyway, because she or he is a darker tone already. This is German vinyl. If you've worked with German vinyl, you know that it's already a dark peachy color, which is fine. I don't mind different tones of dark skin. Like I mentioned in another video, I like them all. I think the dark skin is beautiful. Actually, all skin color, beautiful colors. I made an Asian baby once, which is River by Alicia Toner. First Asian baby I ever made. There's a bit of a line there. It's okay. We can turn that into capillary. Okay, so here's my Andy. You can tell that this one's darker. But like, I use the same color on Jackson and you barely notice. But you start with, this is a more red tone, so we've got a darker baby already, which I really like. But here, yeah, here's Jackson again. So Jackson, might go over him again actually, and then I'll grab Tobiah. So here's Tobiah, and I'll grab Jackson to show comparison in their color. So Jackson was more of like a white, whereas you can see that Tobiah is yellow. So we're gonna have a bit different of a skin tone possibly with Tobiah as well compared to Jackson. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you Tobiah. I'm just making sure there's no creepy crawlies in there. I'm just gonna load my sponge again. Hopefully there's enough color here that I can do Skya behind me. I'm going to end up probably mixing up another batch so I can go over Jackson again, because I would like a richer undertone for Jackson as well. Oh, I'm getting little... Oh, it just means that my paint wasn't mixed as well as it should have been. That's okay. I'm just going to go back over it with the other sponge anyway. Just trying to make sure I get in those creases. And now I'm going to take my blending sponge and just blend it all in. Pick up any excess paint as well. I used to buy intentionally 2 kits at once because I wanted to do one Caucasian and one ethnic. And yeah, I had the idea that that's what I would do. However, most of the time, if it became a popular kit, I would sell it, the second one. So usually I made either the ethnic one first. Mostly I made Caucasian, just the white, first because it's easier for me. I'm not that comfortable with ethnic tones, at least not yet. I would like to get, you know, more versatile with all skin tones, and that way I can, you know, yeah, have more diversity in my painting as well. And so yeah, I mean, I would buy 2 kits, and then yeah, if it got so popular, and you know, you can always use the money, or at least I can always use the money. So especially, like, I don't make a lot of money doing this. I see some that wasn't mixed, so I just want to mix it on my sponge. So very important, mix your paint before adding the high flow or airbrush medium, whichever you're using. So, okay, and we're just going to add more color. And I don't want to do too much because this is the face now. And I don't want to have any discrepancies on the face. So I'm going to really blend this in really good, because the face is what you see. So I'm kind of like moving the sponge a bit, kind of spreading out the color. So we watch Grey's Anatomy at night before bed. And I don't know if it's my TV or what, but Dr. Weber, his skin tone is just beautiful. I love how you can see like the yellow tones and the red tones in his skin. And I'm always like, man, I just, you know, would that be weird to use him as a reference for skin tone, you know, like the ethnic color? I don't know. And then the Dr. Bailey too, beautiful skin tones. And like I said, I just love how you can see the skin tones so well. We just have a El Cheapo TV. It's nothing awesome in the bedroom or anything, because it's in the bedroom, you know, it doesn't really matter. We're just watching TV to basically get tired and sleep anyway. But yeah, this, I mean, I just, whenever Dr. Weber or Dr. Bailey are on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think my husband probably thinks I'm crazy, but I'm just like, wow, they look so beautiful. I've always really liked the darker, the ethnic skin tones. So yeah, I mean, I used to want an ethnic baby, but we'd have to adopt, which, you know, could always be down the road. So here's my Tobiah. Now for me it looks darker, but I've got the curtain closed. It's partially open from the back because if I open it right here, it's going to be too bright and that won't look good. So see, Tobiah is already darker than Jackson here, so yeah. But I want to go over Jackson again because I feel like he's too light still, but Tobiah is getting that like cafe au lait. I have a tutorial called like cafe au lait, and just it looks beautiful. So I've made one baby with the cafe au lait tutorial from, I believe, Laura Antonucci. I think that's how you say her name. She's got a lot of tutorials, and I think I have most of them because when I was just starting out, oh, this is Tobiah's arm, so I'm going to go ahead and add the coloring to it. And then I can do a side-by-side of the arms too, and you can see like a difference. Okay, so anyhow, I have a lot of her tutorials. I used to buy them when she would have a sale, buy two, get one free. So, I mean, I couldn't really say no. I was starting out and I was like, I don't know how to paint. I don't know what to do. And at that time, all the other artists were so tight-lipped. Like, nobody was willing to share anything. Technique-wise, color-wise, they wouldn't, they weren't willing to tell you anything. And so anyhow, I ended up buying a lot of her tutorials, and they were really good. I've made some amazing babies, and she used to do prototypes as well. And her tutorials are a little on I thought a little on the expensive side, $25 US each, but like I said, then she would have buy two, get one free at times on her Stone Envy, something like that, shop. And I'm not sure if that shop's still going, but I have seen like some of the dealers, reborn dealers, have her tutorials available. I even have her silicone one, but honestly, I've never opened it. Or I might have opened it once, but I never used it. I haven't, so I don't know how well her silicone tutorial is, but I have like her beautiful doll, full body, gosh, I can't remember, just born, I think, stuff like that. But I've only used maybe 3, and I've got like 20 some, I think, of hers. So, but I mean, they're all good, at least the ones. I didn't like the beautiful doll. That's like a porcelainy skin tone, and I don't really like the really light, but I think I was just going with it because at the time a lot of people were making really light skin tones. Like if you look back, if I can reach her other arm, I'll show you. Okay. So here are her arms together. This one, of course, has the darker layer. This one doesn't. So yeah, you can see the difference. Just there's like slight difference, but there's a difference. So I'm just gonna stick that back over there, and then I need to put this back too. So yeah, it's they're good tutorials though. I mean, I really like. I think the full body one is the one that I typically used, even though I've barely, painted belly plates. I only paint belly plates if they come with it. Like if it's an option, I won't purchase it unless, somebody commissioned. Like I'll take commissions from people that have a few babies from me. So I'm just going to paint the foot and then blend it because I don't want to paint the leg and then not have the foot blend properly. You gotta make sure that you don't have an edge on the feet as well. You want to blend it or feather it in however you know, otherwise you're gonna have line there and that's not gonna look natural. And then make sure you don't get the nails. I need to study what ethnic nails look like, if they look like ours or if they're lighter. I just don't know. I have tons of pictures that I have, kept over the years, and I do have everything in folders, so I will study them before we get there, or when we get there, kind of thing. So I like to leave the nails for last anyway, no matter what skin tone I'm doing. I leave the nails last. I don't know if you can tell, but this is darker than up here, or down here. But it's hard to tell on there, I think. This, I can tell this is darker, but this is lighter. But it might be harder to tell in the picture, or in the video, sorry, picture. My husband was saying that I should invest in a camera that is for videos. So I don't know when I would do that. I feel kind of selfish doing that. Because this is what I do for work. With the way the virus is right now, I can't even think about getting a job outside the home. I gotta be here in case like something goes wrong at the school or something and the kids have to come home. I mean, I guess I could do something at night, but then I wouldn't want to do anything else during the day. I'd be like, nope. I had an awful time sleeping last night, so not doing too bad, but once Friday hits, I'll probably be like, bleh, not wanting to do anything. And then the days that I don't want to do anything are my rooting days. Like, I don't feel up for anything else, so I just sit, relax, and root. So, I mean, it works out. I root the babies. So this is my catch-all sponge now. So I'm just going over it, making sure that everything is well blended. Oops, now I dropped my sponge. Oh, don't be dirty, sponge. Seems okay. I just landed on the curtain a little bit. These poor curtains, because I have them like they're so close to my painting table, I feel like the bottom of the leg is darker. But I just want to go over this a little bit more because it does look like the bottom, or the top bottom, is darker. So I'm just going to go over gently, not too, I'm not pushing excessively because I don't want it too dark, because then I have to redo, or not redo, but I have to go over Tobias' head again to make it more dark. Okay, that looks like it matches. That looks good now. I'll grab the other leg. Oops. Fuzzy. Okay, let's get rid of the paintbrush. Okay, so I like to hold on to the flanges just to, so you can kind of tell this one has the paint, this one doesn't. I'll flip. Yeah, this one, no paint, paint. So you can tell in this other lighting. So that's really fun. I like that. I like that when you can tell like the difference, what a difference color makes and stuff. It's just amazing. Okay, so now Tobias looking nice and tan. Beautiful color. My son came out nice and tan. I was so jealous. But anyhow, so I'm gonna end the video, and I'm gonna finish painting Tobias there, and then I'm gonna go over Jackson again, and I'm gonna get to Skya, and then I think we're doing a bit of shading and creases next, so that'll be fun. So I'll be back with another video. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you're having a beautiful day.